Good evening. My name is Ross Nova. There is something I've been struggling to understand when it comes to homelessness. Oftentimes I hear stories, articles of how the government is giving away 20, 30, 40 million dollars towards homelessness to build affordable housing. And my question is, how is that money spent? Why, when I divide that number by the number of houses they build, the house seems to be worth at a value of like $1 million? Because they'll build like 10 homes and spend $20 million to build affordable housing. That was something that's always stumped me. The thing is, I struggled oftentimes throughout my life that have caused me to become homeless. Not once, not twice, like 3, 4 times I was homeless. From the time I was 22, 23 until, I don't know, 12, 13 years ago, right? After that, I've never been homeless after that. And when I was homeless, I slept in back of my truck. I bought a tent from a thrift store that happened to fit perfectly with my truck for $80, which was the last of the money I had. And I remember for a whole month while I was sleeping in back of the truck in the tent, it was a rainy month. I swear it kept raining every day. And I had to keep cleaning my tent over and over. There was other times where I had to go to a homeless shelter. There was other times where, I slept in the truck again. And I was a student at that time too, or in between schools, fall and spring and fall was like in the summertime I was homeless. And I wish there was something more, to help the homeless people. I wish when there was like $20 million or more that it gets spent at a much better way where they can help more people by the thousands, not so much by 10, 15 people, and that's it. Literally, they will spend $20 million, put, 50 families in a home, and that's it. But what about the other 300, 400, 500 homeless people out in the streets? Too bad you drew the short straw. Is that what we have came down to? The very few lucky that managed to get inside an affordable home? And why? The question is, they get inside an affordable home and they stay there. And they live there as long as they want to. Which doesn't make sense, because how does that help the other people that weren't so lucky? What I came up with, I think that would help the homeless population is not so much building affordable homes, is building programs that helps people, as in it's a tool that the homeless people can use temporarily. Not where you build, affordable homes, put a family in there, and they're there for next 20, 30 years, 40 years, whatever, while no one else has access to that affordable home, right? We need to create a program where you have a time limit, Like you have 6 months or you have a year to stay in this building. Here's all the resources that you can use. And while you stay there, you can find jobs, you can build up your savings. And after you feel good about yourself, you have enough savings, you can go find yourself an apartment and continue working that job. How do I know that is effective? Let's take, there's a trade school, right? In Roseville, there's a trade school where people can go, if you're under the age of 18, I think, or under the age of 21, where you can go to this trade school. They'll house you, they'll feed you, and you can learn a skill, and they'll help you get a job. And oftentimes, those programs are very, very successful. But do we hear about that? No. But I thought, is there a way to just get the people off the streets first? That's like the number one thing, is get the people off the streets in a safe environment. I did tell you, I think I did so many videos, I was in the military. Yes, you're welcome. It's always weird. And I did deploy for a whole year. And I stayed in these Conex containers, right? Where I had 2 beds, 2 nightstands, 2 dressers, and electricity to plug in your laptop, your phone, whatever, right? And they were all lined up perfectly. And there was like a cement concrete walking path that you can walk on. And off to the side, there's showers, there is bathrooms, and if you walk further down, there was a tent where we can eat a hot meal. And if you walk further down, there's a weight room where we can work out, and further down where there's offices, where you can do work. Our missions, right? And I thought, why don't we do something like that? Because after a year deployment, we pack up all our stuff, we clean everything up, we leave, and the next unit of troops comes in, moves in into those same Conex containers, where it has 2 beds, 2 nightstands, dressers, all clean, ready to go. It has electricity too, so you can have AC and heat, cold and hot. And I thought, that can't be that expensive. And so I thought, what if we, buy a large plot of land, an acre, maybe 2, acre and a half, whatever, right? And we have Conex containers all lined up in nice order. Each Conex container will have a number, that you'll be assigned to, and there will be someone else that'll be assigned with you in that container where you can sleep. If military people can sleep and fight a war, why can't the homeless? For me, when I was homeless, that would have been really nice to have a place where you can just go in, sleep, work, save up, and then get out and find my own place. That would be what I would have loved, if that was an option for me. But it wasn't. I ended up sleeping in the truck. One time I did reach out to the VA. They got me in a homeless shelter where I worked, saved up money. And once I saved up money, I got my own place. But the thing is, I was VA, I was military, so I might have cut line. They prioritize military over other people. I don't know if that's true or not, but anyway. So Plymouth, Minnesota, they just passed $24 million to build affordable housing, a neighborhood, in other words, that can support 47 homes. That's it. 24 million, 47 homes, 47 families. That's it. Doesn't really go very far, does it? Because those families are going to move in. They're going to live there for 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30 years. Who knows? I don't think there's a time limit. So I thought, what if we copy similar to military and the trade school, kind of combine those two together? Would that be a lot cheaper? And can you reach more homeless people? Can you house more homeless people? And the answer is definitely. Here's what I got. And I'm very excited. I got my drawing board once again. Cool, right? All right. And I got some tea. This, tonight, shocker, there is instead of coffee, I got peach tea. Anything peach, doesn't quite warm my heart the way, coffee does. And it's a little bit cool, but still delicious. Anything peach, I love. All right. $24 million. That's how much it costs for the program to build affordable housing, 47 houses, 2-bedroom home. That includes the house, the driveway, the garage, the road, that wraps around each house. And I thought, well, let's do a little bit of math. How much is that per house? $571,000 per home. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of moolah. Whew. I understand, the roads. I understand infrastructure underneath. I understand all that. But $24 million for 47 families, and they could be living there forever, paying, $800 a month? That's it? I don't know. I don't know much about the program. But I don't feel like that actually does reach very many families, right? So, military, we have this big, beautiful 52-foot container, right? We got cut out 2 windows, a door, and get a little power box, a line that I can kind of tie to the other buildings to the main source of power, however the electricity works, right? Inside the container, can you see that? Yeah, you can see that a little bit. We have a bed here, a bed there. We have a dresser that kind of separates let me bring this in a little closer. There we go. So we have the 2 beds, the door to enter, the dressers, just like military, right? Nice and easy. You have the AC/heat, dresser, tables, whatever. All right. Each container costs, it's a light. Yep, it's a light above. Each container costs $2,300 on average per container. AC, I think it's like $200, but let's just say $1,000, right? AC/heat. We have dressers, beds, just to furnish it. Let's just say $1,000. Get a couple of windows, $200. We overestimated, so just say dresser and doors altogether, $4,300. For $4,300 per container, right? Times 47 families, because that also includes, this price also includes the roads and infrastructure and all that stuff, right? Times 47, that's $202 per total cost for 47 homes, containers. $202,000. That's it. That's half of that number. plus 30K because you need showers and bathrooms. You need infrastructure, all that stuff, right? Showers and a couple buildings. You're looking at $233,000 to build something like this, where you have a fence. Now, I'm pretty sure it's more than that. Let's just say, because everybody's got to get paid, right? Let's just say $500,000. There we go. Because it's always good to overestimate, right? We have all the containers all lined up neatly. We have electricity running to each unit. Right? All good. We have food, a place where you can get hot food. We have bathrooms, showers. And all this right here is a fence. Right? We also have a city bus that comes here every half hour, picks up whoever, goes to the city, drops them off, and then goes back. And the city is where you have the light rails, all the buses they can transfer to go wherever you want to go. We could have something like this for $500,000. We can have one on the north side of the cities, east, south, and west of the cities, all for about $2 million. $47. Oh my goodness, 47 times 28. That will reach 148 people. Oh, don't forget 148 people, right? But the thing is, times 2, because we have 2 people per unit, right? 6, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. 296 people you can help per area. Oh my gosh, I'm really doing math. 296. We have 4 locations, right? God damn, I'm really testing my math skills here. 18, 24, 36, 36, 37, 38, 8, 9, 10, 11. You could literally help 1,184. So let's just say 1,200 people that you can help all at once. 1,200 people all at once. By having, for how much again? For $500K per area. So we got 4 areas for $2 million. For $2 million, you could build a small area like this with a bunch of containers and get the homeless off the streets. Why can we not do something simple like this? We could also have, remember we have the trade school, right? The trade school, we had to combine the trade school with military. We could have a couple buildings for, I don't know, extra 20 grand, 30 grand, whatever, build something small where they can come in, do computers, they can, to help, and people can help them find jobs, help them fill out resumes, Counseling, maybe, if they need help. If they're struggling, they can seek some counseling in this building. Got a couple of cooks. It's very inexpensive to run this. You have security where people can check in whenever they come in, check out whenever they leave. We have security every once in a while checking shoes, make sure checking buildings, make sure there's no drugs, make sure there's everything is good. So there might be random inspection. They may be random drug tests. But other than that, like this gets people off the streets. We can get 1,200 people off the streets immediately. Why are we not doing something like this? If the military can do that while fighting in a war, then why are we not doing something like this in our states? And this will be time limited. This will be on a time limit, meaning you can only be there up to 6 months or a year. That will give you time to find a job, stack up cash, and then go find yourself an apartment. I think 6 months is reasonable. That way, that person can leave with cash in his pocket, finds a place. A next homeless person comes into this program and moves in and starts saving money. So I used to rent my house, out. I would do bedrooms because I lived in my house, and I had four rooms, and I'll rent 3 rooms out. And I had this guy who had to pay child support for 3 kids, I believe. He was broke. He can't even save money. He worked hard. He was a truck driver. I gave him breaks. Like, dude, don't worry about it if you're late. Just, I know you're doing your best. Just pay me next week or whatever. I kicked the can down the street, I could tell if he was part of this program right here, he can actually save $500 per month, times 6, $3,600. He could have saved money and have real savings instead of living paycheck to paycheck, not knowing if he's going to eat that day or if he's going to make the mortgage, the rent payment. There's a lot of single families, not single families, but there's a lot of single fathers who are struggling to pay child support. Imagine if we put them in one of these programs, where they can sleep in a safe area, stack up cash, keep paying child support without skipping child support, and start stacking cash. This program will be life-changing for my friend who once rented a room from me. This would have helped me stack up cash and not have to live in a tent in back of a truck. There are a lot of struggling people who just want a place to rest, to take a breath. They could rest for 2-3 weeks, just to relax, go eat, go hit the gym, get healthy. And then when he's mentally prepared, maybe see some counseling. We'll have some counseling over here. Once he's mentally, emotionally, spiritually strong again, he can start looking for jobs. Once he finds a job, he can start saving money. Every check goes right into his checking, and he can watch it grow every week or every 2 weeks whenever he gets paid. And that's motivation. That's encouraging. That makes them want to work more hours to see how fast the bank account can grow, because there's no expenses except maybe a cell phone bill, That's something I don't see why not the program can provide, or maybe do a monthly stipend of, I don't know, $50 a week or something to each person to make sure they can have bus fare to, well, first of all, the bus fare will be free. They'll have a certain pass or something that allows them to use the bus free wherever they go. And it'll be an expiration date on there, of course, expiration date, so that people won't abuse it or print it, It would help so many people. I don't know. That's one option. I'm just tired and sick of spending $24 million. $24 million to only help very few people. You can even have one of these containers be a family, a mother and a daughter or a son, whatever. It's limited to 2 people only, period. And I'll give temporary relief, until they can find a place, until they can save up money. Hell, why not add a daycare in here somewhere? I don't know. You tell me. Ross Nova, shooting forward, brighter, bolder, with better solutions to homelessness for a better tomorrow. Thank you.